Tonight's adult bedtime history is all about mirrors, a soft, soothing journey through their quiet, reflective history. Hello, and welcome to Drift Off and Discover. Welcome. Before we begin, a brief note for your safety. Please do not listen to this wander through history while driving or operating machinery. Only listen when you're somewhere you can relax safely and completely. Take a slow breath and let the day begin to soften around you. Tonight, we're going to drift back through time, exploring an object so ordinary that we barely notice it, yet so deeply woven into human history that it has shaped art, science, culture, even the way we understand ourselves. Mirrors have followed us through every age, from quiet pools of water where early humans first glimpsed their own faces, to the shimmering glass we use today without a second thought. Their story is one of curiosity, craftsmanship, and the timeless human desire to see and be seen. Settle in, get comfortable, and allow your mind to wander gently. The world grows quieter. We'll take a calm and unhurried journey through the long, reflective history of mirrors. Long before tools, cities, or writing, early humans encountered their own reflections in still water. A quiet pool at dawn offered a soft, wavering image that felt both familiar and strange. The reflection shifted with every breath of wind, making the face seem alive, almost independent. For early people, this must have been a moment of wonder, a fleeting meeting with the self, revealed only when nature allowed. These early reflections planted the first seeds of curiosity about identity and appearance. Because water moves so easily, reflections were never stable. A single pebble, a passing animal, or a gust of wind could distort the image into something stretched or broken. This instability may have given reflections a spiritual quality, as if the water held a shifting spirit rather than a simple likeness. Many early cultures believed water had memory or consciousness, and reflections may have contributed to that belief. The mirror was alive, unpredictable, and deeply connected to the natural world. Around 6,000 years ago, people in regions like Anatolia and Mesoamerica discovered that volcanic glass, obsidian, could be polished to a deep, glossy shine. These early mirrors were dark and heavy, offering a smoky reflection that felt mysterious and powerful, creating one required skill, patience, and an understanding of stone. Because obsidian was rare and difficult to shape, these mirrors became treasured objects, often reserved for rituals or leaders. In many ancient societies, obsidian mirrors were believed to hold spiritual significance. Some cultures saw them as portals to other realms, tools for communicating with ancestors or gods. Others used them for divination, gazing into the dark surface to seek visions or guidance. The mirror was not merely a tool, it was a threshold. To look into one was to confront something deeper than a simple reflection, something tied to mystery and the unseen. As metalworking advanced, artisans across Egypt, China, Greece, and Rome began crafting mirrors from bronze, copper, and later silver. These mirrors were brighter than obsidian, though still imperfect. Their warm golden reflections softened every face. Creating a metal mirror required careful casting, shaping, and polishing, a process that blended artistry with engineering. These mirrors became symbols of refinement, beauty, and personal care. In Egypt, mirrors were closely linked to beauty, rebirth, and the goddess Hathor. Many mirrors were shaped with her symbol, blending spiritual meaning with daily grooming. Egyptian mirrors were often placed in tombs intended to accompany the deceased into the afterlife. Their polished surfaces represented clarity, purity, and the eternal cycle of renewal. Holding one was both a practical act and a sacred gesture. Greek and Roman artisans improved polishing techniques, creating smoother, clearer metal mirrors. Wealthy households kept them in dressing rooms and bathhouses, where grooming became a daily ritual. Mirrors were often decorated with mythological scenes, turning them into personal works of art. In these cultures, appearance carried social meaning, and mirrors played a role in shaping identity and status. Many ancient mirrors were small enough to carry, tucked into bags, or worn as ornaments. They were treasured objects, passed down through families or given as gifts. The decorated backs often told stories or conveyed blessings. A mirror was not just a tool, it was a companion, a symbol of care, and a reminder of personal presence in a world that changed constantly. When the Roman Empire fell, the quality of metal mirrors declined across Europe. Craftsmanship became inconsistent, and many mirrors were small, dim, or expensive. For centuries, most people lived without clear reflections of themselves. A mirror became a rare luxury, and many people went through life never seeing their own face with clarity. The idea of self-image was very different from what we know today. In the medieval world, mirrors carried layers of superstition. Some believed they could trap souls or reveal spirits. Others used them for protection or fortune-telling. Their rarity only deepened their mystique. A mirror was both feared and respected, a symbol of truth but also a potential doorway to the unknown. Stories and legends grew around them, shaping how people understood reflection. Artisans began experimenting with glass mirrors, using blown glass spheres filled with water or coated with lead. These early attempts were fragile and distorted, but they marked a turning point. Glass offered clarity and smoothness that metal could never match. Even though these mirrors were imperfect, they hinted at a future where reflections could be crisp, bright, and reliable. The ability to make flat, clear glass changed everything. Once glass could be produced in sheets, mirrors became smoother and more accurate. But the process was difficult and expensive, requiring skilled artisans and specialized tools. Early flat glass mirrors were prized possessions, often displayed prominently in wealthy homes. They represented innovation, luxury, and a new way of seeing the world. By the Renaissance, Venice, especially the island of Murano, became the world's mirror capital. Venetian artisans guarded their techniques fiercely, producing mirrors of unmatched clarity and brilliance. Their workshops were filled with glowing furnaces, molten glass, and the quiet concentration of master craftsmen. Venetian mirrors became symbols of elegance, coveted across Europe. Venetians perfected the Mercury Tin amalgam method, creating brilliantly reflective surfaces. These mirrors shimmered with a brightness the world had never seen. The process was dangerous, exposing workers to toxic fumes, but the results were extraordinary. A Venetian mirror could transform a room, multiplying candlelight and creating a sense of depth and magic. Venetian mirrors were so valuable that kings and queens paid fortunes for them. Some were smuggled out of Venice at great risk, as the secrets of their creation were tightly controlled. In royal courts, mirrors became symbols of power, wealth, and sophistication. They were displayed in grand halls, reflecting light and status in equal measure. The most famous example of mirror grandeur is the Hall of Mirrors at Versailles. Its glittering surfaces multiplied candlelight, creating a dazzling illusion of endless space. Walking through the hall felt like stepping into a dream, where reflections danced across gilded walls. It became a symbol of French power and artistic achievement, a celebration of light and luxury. As mirrors spread, people became more aware of their appearance. Fashion, grooming, and personal identity evolved. Mirrors influenced how people presented themselves and how they understood beauty. For the first time, individuals could study their own expressions, adjust their clothing, and shape their public image with intention. In the 19th century, a safer method emerged, coating glass with silver. This made mirrors brighter, cheaper, and widely accessible. Factories began producing mirrors in large quantities, transforming them from luxury items into everyday objects. Homes, shops, and public spaces filled with reflections, changing how people interacted with themselves and their surroundings. Mirrors appeared in shop windows, carriages, and later automobiles. They became tools for safety, convenience, and design. Reflections were no longer rare. They were part of daily experience. People could check their appearance before leaving home, adjust their clothing, or simply pause to see themselves with clarity. Mirrors transformed astronomy. Reflecting telescopes allowed scientists to study distant galaxies with unprecedented clarity. These mirrors had to be crafted with extraordinary precision, capable of capturing faint starlight from across the universe. Through them, humanity expanded its understanding of space, time, and the cosmos. Just as mirrors helped us look outward, they also helped us look inward. Microscopes used mirrors to illuminate tiny worlds, revealing structures invisible to the naked eye. These discoveries reshaped medicine, biology, and our understanding of life itself. A simple mirror could reveal entire universes hidden within a drop of water. Experiments with mirrors helped scientists understand light, reflection, and perception. These discoveries shaped physics, photography, and modern technology. Mirrors became essential tools in laboratories, classrooms, and observatories. They helped unlock the secrets of color, lenses, and the behavior of light itself. Modern architects use mirrors to expand space, brighten rooms, and create visual harmony. A well-placed mirror can transform the feeling of a room, making it feel larger, lighter, and more open. In public spaces, mirrors can guide movement, reflect natural light, or create artistic illusions. Artists have long used mirrors to explore identity, illusion, and perspective. From Renaissance portraits to surrealist works, mirrors invite viewers to question what is real. They can reveal hidden angles, distort familiar shapes, or create infinite reflections. In art, a mirror becomes a storyteller. Across cultures, mirrors appear in myths and fairy tales. They reveal truth, hide secrets, or challenge heroes. Some stories warn of vanity, while others celebrate self-knowledge. Mirrors become symbols of transformation, gateways to other worlds, or tools of revelation. Seeing our reflection shapes how we understand ourselves. Mirrors influence confidence, self-image, and the way we present ourselves to the world. They can comfort, challenge, or surprise us. A mirror is both honest and silent, offering a moment of introspection whenever we choose to look. Distorted mirrors remind us that reflections can play tricks. They stretch, shrink, and twist our appearance, showing how easily perception can be altered. These playful distortions highlight the difference between appearance and reality, inviting laughter and curiosity. Today, screens act as modern mirrors. Phones, tablets, and cameras reflect us back with filters, lenses, and digital enhancements. Reflection has entered the virtual world, where identity can be shaped, edited, or transformed with a swipe. The mirror has become interactive. Advanced mirrors made from lightweight materials help satellites and telescopes explore the universe. Some are so precise they can detect distant starlight billions of years old. These mirrors operate in extreme conditions, expanding humanity's reach into the cosmos. Throughout history, mirrors have been tools, symbols, and companions. They help us see ourselves more clearly. Not just our faces, but our stories, our changes, and our place in the world. A mirror invites honesty, curiosity, and quiet contemplation. It reflects not only who we are, but who we are becoming. When we stand before a mirror, the image looking back at us is both familiar and subtly strange. A mirror doesn't flip us left to right in the way people often imagine. Instead, it reverses depth, turning the world inside out along the axis that points toward the glass. Yet our minds interpret this as a sideways reversal, creating the quiet illusion that the mirror shows an alternate version of ourselves, one that gestures with the opposite hand, tilts its head in the opposite direction, and seems to inhabit a world just slightly different from our own. This simple shift has fascinated thinkers for centuries. It feels almost mystical, as if the mirror holds a parallel self, living in a space where everything is familiar, yet gently reversed, like a whispered echo of reality. Even now, a mirror offers a moment of pause, a breath, a chance to meet yourself gently. In its silent surface, the past and present come together, inviting reflection in every sense. The history of mirrors is, in many ways, the history of seeing and of being seen. As our journey through the long story of mirrors comes to a close, let your mind settle into a quiet, comfortable place. We've wandered from ancient pools of water to the shining glass of the modern world, following the thread of human curiosity across thousands of years. And through it all, mirrors have reflected more than just our faces. They've reflected our hopes, our creativity, and our desire to understand ourselves. Now, as the day drifts further away, you can let those reflections fade gently into the background. There's nothing you need to do, nowhere you need to be. Just rest in the soft glow of the moment, knowing that the world will still be waiting when you wake. Thank you for spending this time with me. May your night be peaceful, your dreams be kind, and your thoughts settle like calm water at dawn. Sleep well, and until next time, drift off and discover. Thank you for spending this quiet moment with me. If you'd like more bedtime stories like this, you can subscribe. And if there's a topic you'd love to hear as you drift off, let me know in the comments.